Hey guys, welcome back. I did a video just literally a couple of days ago about my most carried knives. And the video did pretty well. I think that was interesting to people. So I have had also some questions about what watches do I wear the most. But honestly, most of the questions were about what knives I carry. But I figured let's talk about the watches I carry. Well, the watches that I wear. I have about 20 or 21 watches altogether. Now, some of those are very basic GShock. One of my GShocks that I've had for 20 plus years. Things like that. But out of the bigger or more current watches, there's 10, 12. There's probably 12 of those that are more kind of current, and then the other ones just kind of you have some watches or you have some knives just laying around that you never use. But I wanted to talk about the watches that I really wear all the time. Okay, and we'll start off with, and these are in no particular order, okay? But let's start off with the current version Omega Seamaster Professional Diver 300 C with the ceramic wave dial. Okay, this is the black version. It does have a see-through case back. I just literally the other day picked up this new rubber strap from my local AD, Brian, over at Creations Fine Jeweler. Awesome dude, and really hooked me up with an awesome strap. So I'm super happy to have this. For me personally, this belongs on the rubber strap. I do have the bracelet for it as well, but yeah, I don't think it's ever going to come off of this particular rubber strap. So we'll set that off to the side there. It doesn't really show well now that it's got that strap on it, but hey. The next one that gets worn quite a bit is the Rolex Air King. And we can, what we should do is we should zoom in on some of these because they're worth taking a closer look at. There's the Omega and the Air King. Now, the Air King was my first real luxury watch that put me into a new category, if you will. I don't know, a new tax bracket. I don't know. No see-through case back. Just an awesome watch that a lot of people find this particular model kind of goofy because it's not a traditional dial. But that's what I love about it. The green Rolex and the green secondhand is the first time that they've ever done green wording of the Rolex. And I just think it's a fantastic watch. And I would say this one gets probably the most wrist time of anything is the Rolex. And then third most worn, and again, these are in not really a particular order, would be the Omega Planet Ocean. This is fantastic. This is the first watch. Well, I don't know if it's the first watch. Maybe it is actually one of the first real watches in my collection that I bought brand new from an AD. Brian over at my local AD here in Napa, California. Beautiful case back. This one has jumping hour. Has the helium escape valves. This is big and chunky. It's thick. I've done videos on all three of these for sure. You can go back and look. I'll give you a quick wrist shot of these ones. On my 7.25-inch wrist. What's really cool about this particular one is it is a fully loomed bezel insert. And I get the UV light out here real quick to punch that out for you. So yeah, even the bezel is loomed, which is super great. The loom on the Rolex is not as exciting. It's really just the hour and minute, secondhand, and the 12 o'clock pip. Okay, but this one is so comfortable on the wrist. Let me turn the light back on here. That's what I was meaning to do. This one just is super comfortable. Okay, and then on the Omega, let's bust on the UV light really quick. for a minute to just give you that. See if that worked enough. And then again on the wrist. Super comfortable strap. I love this strap so much. Okay, so these are the three main watches, but there are times where, because these are automatic watches, so you do need to set them, and they do die after, 40-ish hours, right? So I have two GShock Squares, the titanium square, and I can never remember the number of this one, but this was actually gifted in by a viewer. These are my two grab-and-go watches. Because these are quartz, because these update from the atomic clock, which are out of sync, which, sorry about that, where they sit in the house, they don't always get their sync every day. But these are just my grab and go. If I'm just going to run to the store, I'm going to be gone for half an hour, something 20, 30 minutes, something like that. I don't want to spend 5 minutes setting one of these. I may just grab this, throw it on my wrist, and out the door I go. So, you got the full titanium one. This one is steel and plastic, and then it has the combi bracelet, which is partially metal and partially plastic. This one also has the negative display, which I don't mind. I think is cool. I've always thought that maybe the all black titanium should have the negative display, but it is harder to read at certain angles, as you can see in different lighting conditions. The positive display, this positive display is much easier to see. So there you have it, guys. Just these are my most worn watches, and I can't lie, those are the three that get worn the most. And out of these three, it's really the Rolex. That one gets worn the most. I've worn it in Moab, working on Broncos. I took all three of these with me to Hawaii. They all went in the ocean. Most of the time that I was working on Broncos and working on cars and stuff, I'll throw the Seamaster on. But there you go. Just a little bit of behind the scenes, kind of a little insight as to what I'm actually putting on my wrist. I've really thought, and I'm struggling with, should I just sell off all the other watches? Because there are some I never wear. I've either outgrown them, like not physically outgrown them, but I've evolved. My collection has evolved and matured, and I no longer wear this watch or that watch for a variety of reasons. Some I just keep in the collection because it is kind of, to me, a collector piece. I have some that were gifted to me that I don't feel right about selling, so they just sit in the watch box. But yeah, there's some that I've bought over the years that I'm considering just downsizing again. And I'm doing that with knives right now as well. So yeah, it's a slippery slope and kind of a crazy hobby that we're all in, isn't it? So let me know, what is your most worn watch or most worn couple of watches if you're like me and you can't narrow it down. So thanks for watching, everybody. I do greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to kind of do some different type of things than your standard knife review. I think that's maybe getting a little monotonous for you viewers. So there'll still be those, trust me. I have shipments coming in today of time of filming that I will be doing unboxings and all of the normal stuff, but trying to mix in some more discussion-based or topic-based videos as well. So thanks a lot, everyone. Have a fantastic day, and please come back tomorrow.